Okay.
स्ट्रीमिंगला सुरुवात झाली आहे. हा
Yes. Thank you, madam. Thank you so much.
एकच मिनिट.
Oh.
बाकीचं हे होऊ दे. Yes, we can start. Good evening, everyone. Over to Rajgopal sir.
Thank you so much, Fatak madam. Good evening. Welcome to all of you. It's good to see. I can see some regulars as well as some new people in the audience today. So I welcome you all on behalf of Maharashtra Vruksha Samvardhini and the Institute of Natural History Education and Research Pune, and in association with the Department of Botany at Ram Niranjan Jhunjhunwala College in Mumbai. We are happy to have all of you for this online session this evening. We had a great year. Last year was a wonderful commemorating the renowned botanist and philatelist Dr. V.D. Vartak. We are now starting a new series this new year, bringing some very interesting topics by an equally interesting and very knowledgeable speakers. Today is the first talk in this new series on a very auspicious day. Some 50 years ago, on the southern banks of the Caspian Sea in the town of Ramsar in Iran, under the auspices of UNESCO, many environmentalists gathered together to sign a treaty to protect the wetlands of the world. India is a signatory to this Ramsar Convention. Today, there are more than 2,500 wetlands which have been designated under this convention across the world. In India, we have about 98 Ramsar sites, with 3 of them being in Maharashtra. The world celebrates our wetlands on February 2nd every year as World Wetlands Day. There are 3 types of wetlands: inland wetlands, coastal wetlands, and human-made wetlands. Today, we'll be listening to Dr. Samir Kumar Pati talk about the second of these, the coastal wetlands, especially the mangroves and the organisms in them. He's eminently suited to talk about these, as he has deeply studied some of these interesting organisms that live in these wetlands. So let's start with an introduction of Dr. Pati. I will now request Sharma sir, Dr. R.M. Sharma, to introduce our speaker, Dr. Samir Kumar Pati.
Thank you, Rajgopal. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Okay. So good evening, everyone. I have great pleasure in introducing Dr. Samir Kumar Pati, a scientist working in Zoological Survey of India, Pune. I can say with pride that he was a great associate to me during my active and fag end of career at Zoological Survey of India, Pune. Thank you, Samir. Dr. Pati specialized in taxonomy, ecology, and conservation of Indian marine and freshwater crabs. He obtained his doctorate in forestry from FRI University, Dehradun, together with MPhil and MSc degrees in marine biology from Berhampur University, Odisha. Dr. Pati, a gold medalist and an awardee of High Performance Award from the Zoological Survey of India. He has by now described 18 new genera, please note, and 61 new species of crabs, and placed on record several species as addition to Indian crab fauna. He is an acclaimed subject editor for national and international journals, and we are eager to hear him now. I wish him the best. To Samir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. So I'm sharing my PPT. Can you see my PPT?
No, not yet.
1 minute. Okay.
Yeah,
now it is visible, I think.
Yeah, right now we can see the PowerPoint window with all the overview slides on the left and the first slide in the right.
1 minute.
Okay, great. Yeah, perfect.
So welcome. So, first of all, I wish you should listen to me until I think up to half an hour or so. So it may take a longer time. I don't know that time restriction. Okay. I just speak about wetlands and their crab allies in mangrove ecosystem. So wetlands are not wastelands. If you visit any wetlands nearby, you may think water is very dirty and it looks polluted. Okay, we do pollute our rivers, everything. But ultimately it reaches to the sea where it meets mangroves. This is a unique ecosystem on the coastal areas where you will find mangroves. So what we will cover today, we'll learn about wetlands and we'll talk about mangrove as superpowers, what they can do, and crafts. They are actually restoration stars. They restore mangroves and its environment, and threats and action steps required for mangroves as well as mangrove dwelling crabs. So what are wetlands? I think most of you know they are water-rich areas acting like sponges. So there are different type of wetlands. So if you see the picture here, wetlands can start from reservoirs itself, and water flows through rivers. And you can see on land there are lakes and different types of lakes, oxbow lakes, and different other varieties. But along the coast, we'll see coastal lagoons and mangroves. Mangroves are important. Why? I will tell you later. So they support life and they do something miracle to our world. So among the marshes, swamps, mangroves is one of the type of wetland. It is not wasteland. It is uh, super productive. Like we have meat mangroves. We may think they are wasteland and just cut them out. It's a big mistake. In fact, mangrove stores 3 to 5 times more carbon than any tropical forest. Note it down. So they are heroes. They filter and store water. You look at this picture where water flowing from one high altitude area. It goes through a wetland, then it flows downstream. So these wetlands, what they do, they store those water. So they store underground. Okay. So wetlands, they act as natural purifier also, because whatever waste we throw, it will purify through ground flow. So they absorb floods and release slowly during drought, and they trap sediments and pollutants like natural filters. Should do a lot. Even they protect us from storms, and they help protecting our soil from erosion. So we can say due to these waves and storms, these wetlands, they protect some $855 billion annually. So Mainly their roots, they bind soil and build land. So they are the biodiversity hotspots. They support nursery for many fishes and birds. You can see a number of birds, including water birds, near wetlands. They are frequent visitors, and you will see why they visit those wetlands, because they are rich in aquatic fauna, including fishes. So wetlands, they are home to some unique species. So if you see here, coastal wetlands, there are three types of wetlands: tidal marsh, mangrove forest, and tidal floods. Okay, today we'll talk about mangrove forest. Actually, all type of coastal wetlands, they involve in carbon storage and water purification. And sometimes we do recreational activities along tidal marsh, and we need food. So we depend upon coastal diversity in the mangroves as well as tidal marsh and tidal floods for survival. So mainly the carbon dioxide is our main concern. It is the greenhouse gas. It is trapped by the mangrove plants. So meet our mangroves. One minute. Yes. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Perfectly audible.
Okay, thank you. So we'll talk about mangrove now. So there are three ecosystems. One is terrestrial, one is marine, one is integrated ecosystem, which is known as mangrove. So in oceans, you will find corals, all these things. Terrestrial, you know, all the forest. But mangroves, I think only few people only knows about mangroves. Mangroves grows in coastal areas. Actually, in fact, intertidal areas. You can say they are rainforest by the sea. Okay, they have salt tolerant trees and shrubs, and they can't withstand freezing temperature. That's why they are found around tropical and subtropical areas of the world, between 25° north and 25° south of equator. So there are 68 species of mangroves worldwide, but what they can do, these only few species, they can do lot. What they're doing, before that, we'll know their adaptations. They have prop root types like Rhizophora, the picture on your right top. So they have prop roots which withstand that tidal effect. And many mangroves like Abyssinia, black mangroves, they have nematophores. Nematophores are a special kind of roots developed for aerial breathing by the plants. And they also have viviparous seeds, and they have salt expulsion glands in leaves. So if you have seen any leaf of mangrove, you will find salt particles deposited on the plant leaves. So this kind of forest, mangrove forest, they can tolerate the salt of the sea. So they found between intertidal areas where tides and the high tides and low tides are frequent. Sometimes there are different type of tide, like mixed tide, diurnal tide. Normally on the west coast of India, we face diurnal tide. So there will be 2 high tides and 2 low tides per day. So what they can do, they actually protect us from storm. Mangrove forest act as a barrier. They protect coast, and without mangroves, it will heat that storm. They actually stabilize the shore and trap the mud, whatever mud particles comes from during flood through river. They trap the mud, and they filter nutrients and heavy metals, and they prevent algal blooms. Otherwise, algal blooms is harmful to other animals because they utilize most of the oxygen. Mainly with the help of mangroves, the carbon is stored in the leaves. Okay, so many organisms depending on these ecosystem, they also helping. One of the important role of mangrove is the climate change fighter. So just I was talking about, wetlands can store 3 to 5 times more carbon than any tropical forest, but you will be surprised that mangrove stores 10 times more carbon than any tropical forest. So they actually cool planet, and for that the steady rain happens. So in this picture we can compare here terrestrial plant, one plant, one mangrove equal to 10 times terrestrial plants. In the terrestrial forest, most of the carbon is stored above the ground, but in mangroves, most of the carbon is stored below the ground. So they help in carbon sequestration and carbon storage. This is important because we depend upon mangroves for food. The mangrove ecosystem, they serve as nursery for 70% of commercial fishes. Then they support fisheries, tourism, and aquarium business. So overall function, if you see the mangroves, many they reduce carbon dioxide, increase oxygen, then they protect the shore, they prevent flood, and they filter the runoff, and they control the erosion of soil, they control the water temperature, and they form habitats for other animals. They help in soil conservation, and due to that one ecological network develops, and they are spanning and breeding grounds for many fishes, crustaceans. They help in sediment transportation and deposition. They stabilize different nutrient cycles, and actually bacteria in this environment, they help in decomposition of organic compounds into simpler forms. So overall, it's a very good ecosystem, but we have less area of mangroves in the world. We should protect them on this occasion of World Wetland Day. So we have different types of mangrove communities, but most basic is just fringe type and basin type and riverine type, 3 types. So fringing is one zone, landward is one zone. So if it is more landward, you will find species like Avicennia, Exococaria, and Sonercia. But if you go towards more marine side, you will find Rhizophora. They have crop roots. So meet our star players, the crabs. These are some of the mangrove crabs. Most notable crabs are the sesame crabs, fiddler crabs, and mud crabs. Mud crabs, I think you know, those who are from coastal areas, they know mud crabs. Locally in Marathi, it is known as chimbori. And sesame crabs, they are very colorful. You will find them in two different areas in the mangroves. One is always on the tree, or most of the time on the tree during high tide, and occasionally it comes to the ground. So, and many, if sesame crabs, they are bottom dweller. But these fiddler crabs, they never climb tree. They always prefer bottom. So what they do, they dig soil and they live inside, and they do wonderful things by digging the soil. I will tell you later. So what they can do, role number one, they do habitat engineering. Recently, I wrote one article on roles of crabs in ecological restoration. It was published by on JSI newsletter. So in that I discuss in fully. You can read that article. They help altering the physical structure and biogeochemistry of the soil or mud in the mangrove. Actually, due to their burrowing, the oxygen penetration is increasing. They also help reducing toxic products of anaerobic metabolism. They facilitate growth and productivity of mangroves overall. They also impact microbiology and biogeochemistry of the soil. They influence chemical parameters and forest productivity of mangroves. They provide several habitats for other animals, like the burrow dug by crabs is helpful for survival of other animals or hiding by other animals, like mud skipper. Mud skipper, they hide inside the burrows of the sediment in the mangroves. So another role of crab, actually they help in nutrient cycling because they process the organic matter in the on the bottom, and they help release in nutrients by enhancing microbial activities. That overall ecosystem productivity also controlled by crabs. So in that situation, these sesame crabs are particularly significant in decomposing and nutrient cycling because they burrow and they consume leaves. Some crabs, I told you, they can climb trees and they eat fresh leaves, and most of the fallen leaves are cleared by the bottom dwellers. So if you visit any good growth of mangrove area, then if you will find the bottom is little cleaner, it is devoid of any litter or mangrove leaves because all the leaves are eaten away by the crabs. So definitely you will find a number of crabs in a small area. You will see some thousands of crabs in one in 10 meter and 10 meter square area. You cannot count them. They are always they prefer hiding. They are always inside burrows. They are mostly active during night time. They also they are important part of our food web. So excuse me. Crabs, they play a role of predators as well as prey. Most of the time, due to their small size, They are prey of other animals. So that energy transfers to another trophic level who eats them. So if you see here, one gray mangrove tree is there. The first day, the leaf falls and it is consumed by crabs. After 6 months, it started decaying because it was already processed and eaten away by crabs. So these crabs are eaten by human being as well as fish, as well as birds, and sometimes mollusks also eat crabs. So this is one food web example in mangrove ecosystem. Regarding they help plant community dynamics because they influence the type and structure of mangrove forest by selective herbivory. Like some crops wants to eat a particular type of mangrove fruit or vegetation, so it will influence the thing. Like if they eat, they will carry the seeds and bury in other places, so it will spread. The mangrove area will grow ultimately. So like they help in seed dispersal, and they promote mangrove growth and production also. Another role of crab is biological indicator. Particularly fiddler crabs and sesame crabs are the important indicators of mangrove ecosystem recovery. If you see them in more in number, you'll find there is good growth of mangrove in that area. Like in this left side image, on this tree, we have several sesame crabs. Can you count how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Quite a
More than that.
plentiful over there.
Yes, but this is a secondary mangrove. It's okay. But these crabs, this is a Perissesama drusumeri. It's dwelling on mangrove trees, and this is Astruca genus, the bottom one. So it is very interesting. It's the hand. Its hand is bigger than its body. It will always wave its hand like a fiddler. Fiddler is a musical instrument, like just like violin, a huge violin. So its name is fiddler crab. So only males have larger claws. Actually, they also help in restoring mangroves. Okay, this is very complex to understand, but up to now we understood the role of crabs and role of mangroves. But without crabs, the restoration of mangrove will fail. We have some case studies. So whenever you want to plant mangroves, it's very easy. Take them and plant them in salty area with muddy substratum. So this is not done because we need crafts as well, because they will dig the burrow, they will make the other work to be done by crafts. So that will helpful in restoration. So reintroducing native crafts into degraded mangroves. Like if you think these mangroves are degrading, if you introduce native craft, not other craft, so some native species are there, very prominent. We can introduce them to restore natural processes. They will help in habitat engineering and nutrient cycling. So fiddler crabs burrowing is known to increasing height and trunk diameter and leaf production of wild mangroves in a restored mass setting. This is known fact. It is published also. So you can see here in this picture, somewhere in northeast Brazil, it is Potengi estuary. So the restored area and self recover area have different type of vegetation. Restored area have good growth of mangroves. Those are marked between these star marks. And if you see the self-recovered area, the mangrove growth is still less. This is a aerial photography of a mangrove ecosystem. So crab and mangrove, they work in team. So that's why this mangrove survive. Ultimately, other animals also survive. So they are very tiny animals. Only we know mud crabs, they are very large, but other crabs, they help protecting other animals as well as mangroves. Let's see this picture. Crabs feed on leaf litter and detritus that we know. So with this nutrient of recycling of nutrients happens. Due to that the soil is enriched with nutrients, and they provide shelter and oxygen. Actually, mangrove provides shelter and oxygen, and mangroves also protect the shoreline. So this picture, the below picture one, how crabs can guard fish from predator. We'll say they help creating burrows. These fishes can hide inside their burrows, and sometimes these fishes they lay eggs inside the burrows. So and mangroves support fishes for their nursery of young ones, and also ultimately these fish they help mangroves in enriching nutrients. So this is a complex network. And some facts like tree climbers, they have elongated legs and hairy legs like sesame crabs. They have pointed tips of the legs, which is helpful in faster movement and climbing bark and leaves, especially to escape high tides. Otherwise, they can come to the ground during low tide. Fiddle, I already told you, male crabs, they have oversized claws to attract their mates. So we'll see the video. And this salinity tolerance is one of the factor, like mud crabs, they can tolerate wide range of salinity. You can find them inside the sea as well as near freshwater areas. So we have one video here. I just wanted to play, but it is not playing. It's okay. Okay. You can visit any website, or even can search on YouTube that find about fiddler crafts. So you can see a lot of videos. Uh, in that videos, you will find that male crafts they wave their hands like this. So it will attract the female partners. Very interesting. The dangers. So I visited recently along the west coast of India, and I see there are many areas are destroyed, or they are going to be destroyed knowingly or unknowingly. Most of the cause of destruction is the habitat conversion. This is mainly due to the clearing of the mangroves due to form shrimp farms or resorts. So this is knowingly they are doing, but sometimes we may construct this flood protection bonds along the river banks. So it is actually not protecting. The mangroves only protect us from flood. So cutting the mangroves, instead of that, we will construct mangrove, flood protection bonds is not sensible. It should be it should be taken care that government should think about cutting any plant, in fact any plant, not only mangroves, before implementing any policy. They should reconsider. And pollution, pollution always affecting, that we know. We have some solution for pollution, like we have water treating plants, so no issue. Cyclones, these are natural, so we cannot stop, but mangroves only can help protecting us from cyclone. The climate change also due to man-made, but this is slow effect, but we cannot stop. But mangrove will store more carbon than any forest, so we can plant trees, mangrove trees. So if you look at this image, it's a real image. I will not disclose the locality. There was a mangrove area nearby, and we have one river and estuarine system. What they have done, they made bund to make roads. Okay, so due to that, all mangroves in this picture they died out. Only now you will find mangroves are along the banks of the river. I made one line, red color line along the area where you will find mangroves. Remaining areas, earlier there were mangroves. Now there is no mangroves. All mangroves died. I have seen with my own eyes. So I think somebody should report this. I think already the government has done something about this, but you cannot change this one. But now what we can do, we can improve this area by planting trees, and again will help flowing of water. Like if we have reduced freshwater movement or increase marine water movement, then it could be a problem. So we have to control the water areas. We can reverse it. So we can win, like we have nursery and craft and leaf planting also we can do. So protect and restore, plant more mangroves, avoid single-use plastic, because I have seen most of the debris are deposited inside the mangroves before reaching the sea, and it stopped there. So it is also harmful. So when you use less plastic here on land, you are helping mangrove and mangrove dwelling animals to survive. So think about this. So support also policies. So key takeaways. Wetlands are not wasteland. Now you can understand why it is not wasteland. So mangroves, they protect, purify, and produce crafts. They are unsung restoration heroes. Hello.
Yeah, thank you.
Actually, there is no power supply.
Oh,
Okay, I just finished, and I had some questions.
yes, sir.
Can you see here?
Yeah, we can see your last slide. Yes.
Okay, some questions. Okay, these are not necessary. So we can read these literature.
Yes, thank you, sir. I think, sir, you had some of these wonderful infographics. Those are extremely visual and give a very clear idea. Those graphics were wonderful, and even the photographs. It's a wonderful visual presentation, sir. And I would like, to thank you for your deep work, especially with all these unsung and obscure group of animals. When we think of mangroves as forest of trees, but looking from a crab's point of view, it's like a high density vertical city for them, isn't it? It seems
Yes.
like they are like the ultimate civil engineers of these muddy areas. Without all these crabs constantly, like they are renovating their burrows. As you mentioned, the soil would choke. It is as if the entire forest is essentially, breathing through like all these straws held by a crab. I feel, while the humans, we build these expensive sea walls to protect these coastal cities, but the mangroves and their crabs, they have been doing this from very long time. All this wave buffering and sediment trapping, all for free, using only claws and their buried tunnels. So you're right. Your point is amply made that all these mangroves, they're often treated as wastelands.
Mm.
And they are being cleared at a very rapid rate for development across the world. Yet we see, how all these mangroves are doing their quietly coastal defense. They are also doing fishery support, and as you mentioned, the carbon capture. uh, and these crabs like are the key workers on that, like on a silent night shift. um, Except probably for that fiddler crabs. I think they're probably the originators of that male bravado, way before humans learned to do it. So thank you so much, Pati sir. Wonderful. uh, for taking us into a very different world here. Um, the, Before we take questions, I would like to really thank a few people who made the presentation possible today. First of all, I would like to thank Dr. Sharma sir for taking the initiative, bringing you in, and as well as for the introductions that he made. I also want to thank Vartak sir. He has been driving all of us to take these wonderful presentations. We have been doing so many of them across whole last year, and we'll continue to do this. So people do come join us again for the next month's presentation. We will circulate that shortly. Fatak madam and her husband, they have been there constantly for all these presentations, making sure that everything takes place on time. And the technological, we are ready. It's being streamed on YouTube as we do it here on Zoom. And of course, there is one guy who's been quietly helping us for a while. That is Kaustubh Mudgal. He has been helping us with doing all these graphics that we show every time, and any other way that he can. He's been often there with all his help every time. And finally, I would like to thank all those people who have attended. It is only because of you. It gives us strength to continue doing these online presentations and talks. And I am sure many of you feel they're a wonderful source of
Sorry
information.
to interrupt, Rajgopal.
Yes, sir.
He joining again. He has got electricity back restored.
Okay. Okay,
So
great.
you can take some questions.
Yeah, absolutely.
He joining.
Okay. Yeah. Dr. Pati, can you hear us?
Now am I audible?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So thank you again, once again, sir. It's been wonderful insight into this world, which is very obscure. We typically go by and hardly ever notice. Uh, There is one quick question that we have uh, from Rutu. He asks, in India, do we have protection for mangroves from any destruction, or especially for any private development in seashore? So I guess coastal CRZ applies to mangroves, and probably that has been the main. Would you like to comment on that, please?
I did not get. You want me to
want-
explain about CRZ or mangrove?
Yeah, he wanted to know how our mangroves are protected.
It is protected ultimately. We have rules, but rules cannot protect, I know. And we know about all of us, we know rules cannot, they help us protecting, reducing the pressure, but it is up to us to protect them. If you want to plant mangroves, it is very easy. Those who have already converted to salt pans, all these things, we can replant mangrove there. So once you started planting mangrove, other animals will come. They will enrich the soil with nutrients, and they help in storing carbon. So that will be stored. If carbon is stored, we are ultimately reducing the this climate change effect. No,
Yes,
so all are
absolutely.
related.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes. Great. Thank you so much. Sharma sir, would you like to add something or comment on this?
If I may, I'll just add, I'm Rajiv.
Yeah.
In mangroves, of course, they are protected by under the coastal regulation zone rules and the wetland rules.
Okay.
And secondly, in Maharashtra, we have mangroves are declared as reserved forest by the High Court of Mumbai. So
Okay.
all mangroves, any cutting of mangroves requires a specific permission from the Bombay High Court. And in addition, even if you do plan any work in mangrove buffer zone, there is a buffer zone of about which has to be kept around any mangrove patch which is more than 1,000 square meters. So if even if you are to do any work in the mangrove buffer zone, any filling or any type of work, you have to take the Bombay High Court permission. So that is an addition to what Dr.
Yeah, great. Thank you so much. You know, you are
I
absolutely.
have a few queries, if I may. Can I ask?
Yeah, absolutely. Please go ahead.
So one question is, what is the soil type in which these mangroves flourish? Means, is it particularly clay soil, or what type of soil is there in which the mangroves will flourish?
See, I have seen one plant, Avicennia marina. It is surviving on rocks with some soil. Okay.
Okay.
So there, along the rocky coast of Maharashtra, there is no issue when you plant. But this is a very sturdy species, so we can plant more Avicennia. Okay. So, but we require muddy soil, in fact. So even it is on the rocky coast, but if you have more muddy soil, then it is better.
Right. Thank you. Second, few observations which I would like to add. I
Yes.
have been part of some groups where we are cleaning up the mangroves in Navi Mumbai, and we go on Saturday, Sundays, and take it as an initiative to go and pick up the garbage from these areas.
Yes, very good.
And unfortunately, the situation is really pathetic. Uh, if you go to these areas, it's a very big eye opener. We have found in these mangrove areas all sorts of garbage, plastic, foam, even discarded medicines, and all such sort of things. Mangroves are not meant for such waste disposal. So it is basically because of the storm water in India, the gutters which the storm waters flow into the seas, and this storm waters is no at all. We have laws to say the sewage should be treated and the effluent should be treated. But what about the storm water itself? That is the floating it gets trapped into the
Yes, yes. In some areas, like in Goa, I have
the
seen.
control on the storm water floating garbage. Yeah.
I have seen they are deploying nets to stop garbage entering inside into the rivers. So we can use such type of nets. I have seen it is really useful,
Okay.
and we can clean them regularly. Actually, we cannot go house to house and tell them, okay, you don't use this. Okay, what we can do,
Correct.
we can protect them. So we can wherever you have seen, like you are talking about Mumbai. I know it's a very big city.
We in our group we have identified 7-8 locations in Navi Mumbai,
Okay,
and we go to one location, clean up the area. Nearly every trip we remove about 2 truckloads of garbage, and
okay.
then we go next Sunday we go to the second point. So like that, when we come back to the first point after 2 months, again that area is full of garbage. So it is
So
as if
we need to approach the corporation, municipal corporation, and tell them the problem. They will happy to resolve
no
this.
municipal corporation sends their garbage van and collects that waste from there, and they also send some labor. But actually speaking, on a policy level, they really don't do anything, or
Right.
on a engineering level, they don't do anything. Anyway, that's one
And
observation. And second, yeah. So this is a very serious problem, which
Yes,
I
yes.
just want to highlight. Garbage into the mangroves is a very serious problem, and they cover up all the pneumatophores and different roots, mangrove roots, and that will completely kill the mangrove system.
Yes, yes.
And second problem which I have seen in particularly in Goa, etc., these khazan lands are there, and these are being used for coconut cultivation and rice paddy cultivation. So
Yes.
in your threats, you have not mentioned of agriculture also. Shrimp farming, yes, shrimp farming is also there. Many people get this as a free land and start using it for shrimp farming. But other thing is, even planting coconuts grow quite well in such salty lands. And even in Goa, it has been used for rice, that is paddy cultivation. So
Yes.
that is something which is, again, people just use their strong arm techniques and start using this land for coconut or paddy cultivation. And slowly they eat up the land. Slowly they start having stopping the seawater from coming in, and ultimately it is.
Raju, you are breaking up. Rajiv, I think
Hello?
I think he was breaking up. Looks like we have lost him there. Yeah, I think he highlighted some of very serious. Mangroves have been so neglected and being
Yes,
approached.
definitely.
This development is creating havoc for, especially for these mangrove ecosystems overall. Yeah, it's tragic. Before he comes back, Dr. Pati, there is something I'm very curious. You've been working on all these variety of species of crab.
Yes.
Uh, I think this has been one of the most challenging field work, like especially mangroves. And I can't imagine, I can see people combing beaches or probably going in forests even, but going in that muddy habitats, and studying these crab.
Recently, I started working on mangrove grass. That's why today I am talking about mangrove grass.
Right.
So we have project here from
Okay.
west coast of India. So I have seen several areas along the central west coast recently, and in future I will conduct the southern and the northern one. So I've seen them crafts. They are not really diverse, but they do a lot of wonderful things that today I talk about. Just visit one place. Suppose I will give you one example, like Salim Ali Bird Sanctuary, Goa, this Chorao Island. If you
Right.
go visit there, you will find uh, there is no leaf on the bottom because of these crabs. Okay.
Ah,
So they eat all the leaves. Okay. So they do this daily. So we will find they are actually cleaners. They are actually sweepers for
Ah,
that area.
and also nature's gardener, they keep everything
Yes.
all tidy and everything. Yeah,
Right.
it's just amazing, all these hidden stuff. And it was very surprising when you mentioned, when you look at these mangroves, you probably see one or none of them, but they are probably populated by hundreds and hundreds in every square meters, as you mentioned it. And that was very surprising information.
Yes, I was actually, I want to reply Razi on there.
Yes,
That I have seen brackish water culture and coconut fields on the Goan side, but the population is very less there. I'm thinking they are doing since ages, so they know what to do. But they are doing, if they are doing organic farming, it's good because these wetlands, even brackish water ponds, they also act as wetlands.
right,
So, but instead of if they are cutting the mangroves, it is very bad. But if you're thinking they have already cut those mangroves and made them brackish water, it may not be true because there may be salt marshes earlier. Okay,
right,
so it is possible also, but we should know the history of that location. Simply, we cannot argue that okay they have converted. But I think they are very traditional people who are okay. So their population also very less. So they know what to do. But I've seen brackish water culture there, this paddy culture. So they also act as uh, breeding ground and feeding ground for other animals. I have seen so many birds visiting in those areas.
right,
Okay,
right,
so that complexity we cannot understand. Like today's PPT, I talk about mangroves, mangrove grass, but I don't have good picture to show them. This crab is doing this thing. I have all the dirty pictures. The crabs are always covered with mud. Even I'm working, I am also inside mud. So very difficult area, as you said, is very difficult area to work. I think the taxonomy I will talk about. I am a taxonomist.
right.
So first we should name them. I am thinking there may be some new species in Sesame family. So I particularly work on Sesame crabs. So sometime I get fiddler crabs and other kinds of crabs. Recently I discovered one crab. It is in publication. It is also from mangrove area, which is a very rare crab, very tiny animal. But I should report it and I name it. I should name it.
That is wonderful, sir. Congratulations.
Thank you,
And
sir.
we hope you continue to make these discoveries. And as you said, unless we name these, we won't be able to protect them. So naming them is as equally important. Without knowing and naming what we are trying to protect, it is going to be difficult to build uh, measures to save the species that we have. So thank you again. There is, I think, one question that I saw. Um, of course, people are asking about sharing, and I would like to just mention that this is going to be available as
So
all our previous videos. They are going to be available online on the Mission Devrai YouTube channel. So do visit there, and you can see this one as well as all the previous one. Uh,
I just shared my email address through text. So if you have any doubt, I want to contact me. You can contact through email.
yes, yeah, great. Thank you so much, sir.
Yes, sir.
Once again, thank you for introducing these interesting organisms to all of us. And thank you to all those people who have joined today. Once again, do join us again. We will be continuing this series and we will inform you. And join our online WhatsApp chat where we will be continuously posting any all our future engagements also. Thank
Thank
you
you.
all.
Thank you.
Thank you again.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. Me,
Visual.
hello.
I said excellent